Sa akin kasi ang effect niyan is on people's ability to move around. Alam mo ba noong nagsimula magkaroon ng yung mga definitions of terroristic acts, for example, sa airport, di ka na pwede mag-joke na, hey, I have a bomb here. Because whether it's a joke or not, security will apprehend you and they will detain you. Okay, second, mahigpit ngayon ang movement ng mga tao elsewhere. When you go to Japan, they're not going only to use your biometrics, they will literally x-ray you. At kapag ina-x-ray ka, di ba, how many times are you allowed to have an x-ray in a year? Dapat isa lang, kasi dangerous yan. Kasi these are, di ba, ina-expose ka sa isang uri ng harmful ray. Ay kung magbabiyahe ka sa Japan ng 25 times, 25 times kang i-x-ray. Okay. Right? So, ibig sabihin, you're putting your health at risk. Pangalawa, ang implication which is good for America, every time you do biometrics, mini-measure na niya kung sino ka, yung identity mo nasa database na nila. And part of the national security na kaya nagiging powerful ang US at ibang nations is because they have a lot of information about other people. Diba? So, mapipilitan ka mag-biometrics, sasabihin mo pangalan mo, yung inyong ethnicity and everything, at magiging part siya ng information nila against us. So, yun ang long-term effect. Political dominance ng ibang country. Okay. Pangalawa, ano din, yung nagbago ang lifestyle natin, di ba? Ano ba yung isang effect? Ngayon, mahirap nang basta magbukas ng email na may mga attachment. Noon, basta bukas ka lang. Ngayon, hindi mo malam kung virus pala yan, diba? Or anything. Right? So, naging cautious ang tao, but at the same time, nagkaroon ng paranoia. Ang martial law kasi is something that is part of a constitutional act na legal, no? Pero hindi ito pwedeng basta ano tawag doon, i-declare, okay, without first may reasons for declaring it. Pangalawa, dapat may consent ang Congress, 'di ba? Hindi mo pwedeng basta ilagay ang isang lugar sa martial law. Ang purpose ng martial law is to contain violence kung meron, katulad ng ginawa ni Marcos, 'di ba? Ang dami-dami na nagpapasabog, ang dami ng mga NPA, so nag-declare na siya ng martial law noon. It's only to create a temporary order. So in relation to iko-connect ko sa terrorism siguro, no? Pwedeng gamitin ng martial law as a measure to contain terroristic act. For example, sa noong natanda mo yung Maguindanao Massacre, 'di ba? Parang dineclare yung area na yon ng under national emergency. Hindi naman martial law. 'Di ba? National emergency, which means yung civilian yung power ng civilian above the military na baliktad. Dapat military muna bago civilian. So, ang ibig sabihin nun, marami ng mga activities sa mga pulis at militar na hindi na pwedeng questionin. Okay? So, in relation to terroristic act, ang martial law siguro pwede in the existence of certain evidence, na? Pero hindi ko pa nakikita na na-connect yung martial law sa terrorism. Wala pa akong nakikitang evidence in the past. Alam mo, ang hindi unity at saka solidarity ang effect ng implementation ng martial law. Normally, it creates more tensions. Kasi pag nag-create ka ng martial law, you can arrest people without warrant. Alam mo ba yun? Yeah. So, ginamit yan ni Marcos yung mga kaaway niya. Isa-isa niyang pina-house arrest. Talagang kinuha niyan sa school. May teacher nga kami noon, nagtuturo. Habang nagtuturo, kinuha ng militar. Hanggang ngayon, hindi pa siya nakikita. So, instead of social unity, basically, mga martial law and similar acts, no, or declarations, create tensions and more divisions than solidarity. Kasi it's a very difficult question to ask simply because most social scientists are not political leaders. Merong isang bansa, no, I think it's in the Czech Republic, no, na ang presidente nila ay sociologist. Okay, si Václav Havel. Okay, so sociologist siya, pero siya ay naging presidente ng isang bansa. Now, siguro ang ma-offer ko lang ay yung professional opinion ko as a sociologist, no. Kalimitan yung notion natin ng peace and order, notion of creating cooperation is dependent on some economic foundation. If people are satisfied, if people have jobs, people can live have a better livelihood, there's no fear for the government that people will be uh, attacking governments or become disobedient, no, to government. For example, most poor countries have fears of terroristic acts simply because a lot of people who are hungry and poor are joining the terroristic movements, right? So, pero pag ang mga tao kumakain ng ayos, may trabaho, natutulog sa magandang comfortable na bahay, hindi sila magjo-join ng mga movement na laban sa gobyerno. Tinan mo yung Brunei. Sa Brunei, walang tax. The government doesn't need people's money. And if you're going to look at their houses, maliliit ang houses nila, pero tinan mo yung ilalim ng bahay nila. 3-4 na kotse. Volvo, Mercedes-Benz, Ferrari. They have a scholarship hanggang university. And may pension ang mga matatanda. So, walang masyadong crime. Tinan mo yung crime rate nila. Walang masyadong crime rate. Kasi masaya ang tao. Kahit magarbo ang buhay ng sultan, ilan na asawa, di ba? Magarbo, yung gate ng palasyo niya, talagang gold. Mayaman. Magarbo ang buhay ng sultan, pero meron ba nagrereklamo? Wala. Kasi masaya ang mga tao. Ay, dito sa atin. Si Gloria, di ba? There was this case na kumain siya sa New York na ang ginastos niya is, my God, millions of pesos, dinner lang. Ang dami nagugutom dito. So, ang dami nag-create yun ng tension. Right? So, to answer your concern, as a social scientist, if yung notions of peace and order, even conflict, is related or anchored on economic factors, like employment, school, and everything. Siguro we're talking about civil society here, no? Yung mga tao na walang posisyon sa gobyerno pero may resources to help. Siguro yung mga philanthropists katulad nila Ayala, nila Sobel, mga Lopezes, and probably some people na merong resources to help. Si Gina Lopez lang di ba? Is helping she's helping in environmental activities dito sa Philippines. So, to answer your question, probably they should extend yung kanilang philanthropic work not only for the environment but also directly helping people, no? Kasi kapag tinag natin ang mga tao na terrorist, hindi na natin sila tutulungan, di ba? So, ang suggestion ko, bakit hindi natin i-rework yung definition ng terrorism? Baguhin natin yung definition para maka-reach out tayo. Kasi pag tinawag na kita ng terrorist, hindi lang kita tutulungan, di ba? So, yung labeling ng mga tao, I think we should reconsider putting labels on people like terrorists or anti-government or NPA, di ba? Yun yun. Okay, there's no such thing as disalienation. But there's such a thing as alienation. Okay, ang alienation is actually si Marx ang unang gumamit ito ng si Karl Marx. Ang sinabi niya, alienation is a process or a condition wherein workers suddenly become, set apart from the product of their work. Ang basis niyan is something like, di ba kapag tayo nagagawa ng project, have you had this experience na kapag nagawa ka ng isang project, ang ganda-ganda, natutuwa ka? Oh my God, I made it, di ba? So, yung kay Marx, ang disalienation niya, workers are doing something but they do not see the product of their work. So, ibig sabihin, the joy of creating is being taken away from them as a worker. Now, i-transfer natin yan sa i-transfer natin yan sa concept ng terrorism or probably concept ng radicalism. Bakit sinasabi natin na yung mga terrorists ay alienated in a sense? One, probably siguro pag nakita nilang meron silang mga political rights na hindi nila na-exercise simply because of the abuses of the government, na-alienate ka. Sa class, di ba, kapag sagot ka ng sagot, tapos nakita mo hindi pala binibigay sa'yo yung points, alienated ka. Di ba, in a sense. So, ganun din siguro yung concept natin ng radical movement that most, NPA for example, meron silang may mga desire sila, may mga courses of action sila na ayaw nila ng, ang kaibahan kasi sa NPA, ayaw nila ng changes lang, gusto nila papalitan talaga yung government. So, extremism talaga yan. Yan yung sinasabi mong extremism. Na ang root cause probably is, again, we're going back to poverty and ideological differences.